Hello, students. It's Mr. Leventhal here today, and we're going to be talking about cultures of Africa. So we're going to be learning about the difference between an ethnic group and a religious group. We're going to be talking about the diversity of religions within different ethnic groups like the Arabs, Ashanti, Bantu, and Swahili. And we're also going to talk about literacy rate and how it affects the standard of living. All right, so let's talk about ethnic and religious groups. So this is a definition of an ethnic group. So it's a group of people who share cultural ideas and beliefs that have been part of their community for generations. And some of the characteristics that are shared by an ethnic group are language, religion, a common history, types of food, clothing, as well as traditions, beliefs, stories, and celebrations and holidays, things like that. So here in this map, you see kind of like some of the original ethnic groups from a long, long time ago, and also their languages. Here in these maps, you can see pretty much this is a map showing you all the different ethnic groups of Africa. And as you guys can see, there's like over 800 different ethnic groups. So if every ethnic group in Africa had their own country, the map of Africa would pretty much look like this. Once again, here you see it's a colorful map, but imagine, think of all these different ethnic groups. It's like so many of them. And they all have different languages. Some are similar, different beliefs, different traditions, different cultural aspects. So it's very diverse and lots of different cultures. Okay, now a religious group is a group of people who have a common belief system in a god or gods, and they usually have a set of rituals like praying at certain times and literature like a holy book, like a Bible or a Torah or a Quran. But you can be from different ethnic groups and have the same religious group, right? You can be an Arab Muslim, but you could also be like a Swahili Muslim. So Arab and Swahili are different ethnic groups, but they have the same religious group. And you can change your religious group. You can be born a Christian and then later on in life switch to Buddhism if you want, or vice versa, right? But you can't really change your ethnic group. Your ethnic group is something that's just a part of you. It's like it's not really in your genetics, but it's kind of your heritage. So in this map, we can see different religious groups in Africa. The green is Islam. So you guys can see that Northern Africa has lots of Muslims who practice Islam. The kind of beigey color is Christianity. And like sub-Saharan Africa, most countries are Christians majority. Then this brown is traditional African religions, which Liberia, this country here, is the only one that's majority traditional African religions. But we don't really see a lot of Hinduism or other stuff. These other colors here, like this pink and this blue, this is just like kind of half and half Christianity and half traditional African religions. This is Cameroon. And then half Christianity, half Islam. This is Tanzania. But this just means the majority of people in that country are these religions. Okay. But in Africa, we see 45% of people in Africa are Christians. 41% are Muslims. 13% do these tribal religions, which are traditional African religions. And then 1% is other, which could be like Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, atheism. But in Africa, a lot of these Christians and Muslims still practice some traditional religious stuff. So they're not like 100% Christian. They kind of mix it a little bit. In South Africa, 67% are Christians, 29% do indigenous beliefs, which is like traditional African religions, and then 2% are Hindu and 2% are Muslims. So this is an interesting fact. Like, check this out. In 1900, the year 1900, there was only 9 million Christians in all of Africa. And by the year 2000, there's over 380 million Christians. So just in 100 years, you can see that it grew like 371 million people became Christians. And a lot of this has to do with Africans kind of spreading it, evangelism and spreading it, and also European and American missionaries who were Christians going to Africa and converting people to Christianity. Okay. Here in Kenya, we can see that in 1962, 80% practiced indigenous beliefs, which is like their original like African religions. And then by 2002, only 26% of them practiced traditional indigenous beliefs, and then lots of them were like Christians, and some of them were Muslims. So you guys can see the big shift overall in all of Africa, and here specifically in Kenya. So most Africans today are Muslims or Christians, but some still practice traditional African religions, and they believe in the influences of ancestors in their life. They think that their ancestors are watching them, taking care of them, and they'll pray to their ancestors. They think their ancestors are kind of watching them and influencing their lives. And like I said earlier, many Africans practice a mixture of Christianity and Islam, but then they mix it with like traditional African religions. Okay. So in this unit, we're going to be talking about 4 ethnic groups: the Arabs, the Ashanti, the Bantu, and the Swahili. So I'm going to cut this video off here, and then we'll get started with Arabs and Ashanti in the next video, and maybe I'll fit Bantu and Swahili in there. Who knows? But yeah, let's move on to that.